Live streaming is on.
All right, there we go. So we'll get started with the agenda. I'll call this meeting to order at 7:04 p.m. Hope everybody's had a chance to look through the agenda. Make a motion to adopt the agenda.
I'll second.
Cool. Does anyone oppose or have anything to add? Cool. Hearing none, we will move right on along. I do not know if I see Stephen Nikela. He might be busy with other things at this moment. So if he comes on, we'll let him give an update for LP National, but for now, we're not going to do it. The ballot access lawsuit, we still haven't heard anything back on that. So there's really no new information there, but if anyone has any questions, I'll field them now. Not that there has to be any. Cool. Hearing none, we will move right along to new business. We have a single vacant executive committee seat due to the resignation of Mark Douglas, and I heard some nominations. We did the nominations online. So right now we have Jared Bell and Seth Benton have been nominated to fill that position. Unfortunately, Jared is unable to make it today. And so I don't necessarily want to give one time to speak without the other. I don't really think that's super fair. But maybe we could, do you guys have any ideas about how you might want to do this?
I can speak for him if you want.
Do you think that's appropriate? It's okay, I think.
I have no idea, but if you, I don't know. Whatever you guys think. If you want to give Seth time, I'll do my best.
Yeah,
I don't think anyone will object to that.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm okay with that then. So that's what we'll do. Are there any other nominations besides those two? Cool. So what we'll do is I'll go ahead and give Seth a minute to just kind of introduce himself to people who might not know who he is. There's some new people on the board there's some old people on the board who weren't involved when Seth got involved. So I'll give Seth a minute now. Go ahead, Seth.
Hello, y'all. I haven't seen some of y'all in a while. My name is Seth Benton. I am the chairman of the Libertarian Party of Habersham County up here in Northeast Georgia. I've been part of this board before. Done work with the Georgia LP to get more affiliates created and started out. And I was on this board for about a year. I never really intended on leaving, but circumstances dictate that I couldn't show up to convention. So here I am, and I'd really like to be back on the board. I want to do more work, get more affiliates popped up here in Northeast Georgia and elsewhere if I possibly can. And I enjoy working with y'all.
Thanks.
Okay. Do you want me to go ahead?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm Garrett, chair of Henry County, and I nominated Jared because I met him a few months ago, and we've worked together a lot since then. Jared is a very principled and motivated guy. He has worked. I haven't been involved with his affiliate in Gwinnett, but my understanding is he's involved with that as well. He's chairing the committee for the convention, and he has done a lot to help me in certain projects that I've worked on. He's a very organized guy, and seems like a really good guy. He's never been on the XCOM, and so he would like to be on. If he does not get chosen this time around, I'm sure he would like to be considered for a position in the future. So, please consider Jared.
Cool. Thanks. And does anyone have any questions for either? I would say, we can maybe answer some stuff about Jared on his behalf if need be, or for Seth.
Are we allowed to say something about Jared that's not a question?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, okay. I'm David Barker. For those of you who may not know me, chair of the Gwinnett County affiliate. This guy's got a lot of initiative, and he takes initiative and he gets things done. And I can't say enough good things about him.
All right, thanks. Anyone else?
This is Elizabeth. I would just
Yep.
I would just like to say that I think it's wonderful that we have people that are actually competing for these spots. I think that's great. Rather than trying to find people, I think that it's a good sign.
Yep. Thank you. Chase?
I would just ask either if there is any kind of time commitment issue that's going to prevent them from coming to meetings regularly and participating. I know everybody's got a very busy life and they do lots of things. So I just was wondering if anybody has any commitments that might run into serving on the XCOM from those two candidates.
I'll answer that. I've never had a problem not showing up to meetings. I work pretty regularly, 60 hours a week normally, and I've always made it to meetings and tried my best to even make it to other affiliate meetings if they're online or nearby that I can show up to. And I try to stay connected to everybody as best I can, working around having a 65 plus hour a week job. I don't have a lot of issues with that.
It looks like Jared stepped on. So Jared, can you answer that question too? Do you have any time commitment issues with taking up XCOM duties?
No, I think as far as like meetings and such, being able to be here and be available for voice votes and such, I think I am pretty available for that. I'm doing a lot of the other stuff like Gwinnett affiliates, and really it's just kind of a matter of making yourself available. So
cool.
Thank you both.
All right.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I had a question for Ryan, really. Given the rule that two absences leads to a loss of XCOM seat, is there a likelihood that another seat may be vacated in the near future?
No, everyone is reset with Adam and Doug. And so there's nobody who, there are a few people not on this call who, if they don't show up next time, will be automatically off. But that's where we are. Nobody this meeting will be off the XCOM. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Any other questions? Yeah, go ahead, Angela.
Oh, I just wanted to say, well, first off, if you hear my kids screaming, they're not dying, I swear. But I can vouch for Seth and say that he's hopped on to a few of my meetings just to like hop on, and has like presented like really good ideas and stuff like that for us, which I really, really appreciated. And Seth, wasn't it, just to be clear, it was a work commitment was why you were not able to come to the convention, correct?
That is correct. It was kind of a last minute kind of situation, and I didn't really have the vacation time to spend on it.
That's what I thought. Yeah, because I knew you had showed up to several meetings. Like you were always on the XCOM meetings and stuff. So I thought I had remembered you saying that it was work. And of course, our convention dates were up in the air, honestly, just because we were late planning, and that was my fault. But Jared, holler at Jared over there, is going to do a great job this year. So that was all.
Cool. Somebody else sort of spoke up.
I started to, but I think I might have answered my own question. I was going to ask if Jared was doing bylaws committee too, but I might be thinking of someone else.
I believe Jared is also on the bylaws committee.
Is he on it or chairing it?
just on it.
Okay.
Yeah, Jeffrey Scholl is
Okay.
chairing it.
Cool.
Scholl or Schuler? No, it's okay. Neither here nor there. I always forget. Any other questions? Cool. No. So, what I was thinking was that we could do like an OPA vote after the fact. I'd do it kind of electronically, but we can make sure that everybody gets a single vote. Or we can do raise your hands here, but I know that some people are on like phones and it might be kind of hard to figure out. And I would hate for somebody's vote to not count because, we didn't know how to raise our hands on 8x8. But what do you guys have a preference? Do you want to raise your hands? Does anyone have a problem with raising your hands on here? All right, I guess we'll just do that then. So what I'll do is say, let me find a pen so I can write things down because I forget stuff. Nope, I'll just do Notepad. We'll do the order that people were nominated. So that's Seth and then Jared. So raise your hand if you would like Seth Benton to fill that XCOM vacancy.
Do you remember how to raise hand on phone?
I do not, but
Oh, okay.
Okay.
It was star something. I forget.
Are you trying to raise your hand?
No.
Okay.
I need to raise my hand.
Okay.
I guess that works too.
What is happening? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. All right. All right. Put your hands down.
Wait, had we voted? I'm sorry, my connection was slow there.
Was your hand supposed to be up for Seth?
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Are all the hands down, Christine?
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. All right. So all the hands are down. So raise your hand for Jared. Are all the votes in?
Yeah, I may have
I
clicked
think we're waiting on
twice.
one.
Don't count me twice. I may have clicked twice.
All right. What's the one? Did anybody not able to put up their hands that wanted to? No. Okay. So that vote was 9-5 for Seth. So congratulations, Seth, on being appointed back to the executive committee. Hooray.
Yeah.
Yay.
And Jared, no worries. We're bound to have vacancies soon.
Yeah, no worries, guys.
We'll get you on next
Appreciate all the
month.
work that you guys are doing.
That's it.
All right. So we will move on in the agenda, but we're going to move back because I believe I see Stephen Nikela here. Is that right, Stephen?
Hey, yeah, I'm on the line, guys. Sorry about that. I was still unpacking from the Florida State Convention and lost track of time. So my bad. It's been a crazy fun weekend. But just as far as LNC stuff is concerned, I was not at the Chicago meeting. Unfortunately, David was there, although we did follow up on a few things that are happening. Currently, the next LNC meeting is going to be tentatively, it's going to be in Reno, though it might change because it's over a busy weekend. And so it might move that around to be the weekend before the 50th, which, by the way, if you guys haven't checked your emails yet, the 50th is going to be in August. It's going to be no business, just good times with good friends, and the only lakefront property in Denver, Colorado. Yes, that's right. There is lakefront property, beachfront property, as a matter of fact, in Denver, Colorado. There's a shooting range. There's axe throwing, plenty of libations. It's going to be an amazing time. Following that, we're meeting in December in Boston, and I'm really going to be pushing hard to have our winter meeting in Atlanta. So I was already somewhat promised that it would be in Atlanta sometime next year. So going to be trying to get it sometime in Q1 2022 before we head to Reno for the big event. Other than that, there's not a whole lot of stuff that happened at the last meeting that's very substantive. We are moving forward in a more libertarian frontier project stuff. You guys saw last week that we did or 2 weeks ago in Atlanta, the candidate/affiliate support trainings, which were really great. So I hope to do more of those. And then probably the most obvious recent piece of development, I guess you can say, is the LP New Hampshire stuff that's going on up there. And I can just tell you that kind of cut into some of my LPF time this weekend investigating that. And so I was in a call with Karen Ann Harlos, Eric Rodstaff, Dustin Nana, Vice Chair Ken Molman, and a few others to speak with both groups, the original entity of LP New Hampshire, the new entity, to figure out what the heck is going on. And so we are going to be having an LNC meeting at some point to discuss that, the LNC's role, what we have to do to wade through this mess, and what our bylaws and such, what did they point to, what direction do they point to, that so we can move forward. So we'll see what happens. I don't know what's going to happen yet with that. There's a billion threads on the LNC list and everywhere else. But we're going to figure it out, move forward. Whatever we had to do, we'll get it done. Other than that, that's all I've got for you guys this month. Is there any questions for me?
I just want to open up by thanking you for helping us, or thanking the LNC for putting together that training, because it was a lot of fun and really good networking, really good information. It was a fantastic event. So thank you to the LNC.
Thank you, and thank you guys for putting it on. It was a lot of fun, and I hope we can do that every year because it was really, really valuable. And if anybody on the call has missed the training and wants to go to the next one, I think there's a new one in Norfolk, Virginia at the end of July. So that might be something to be interested in if you're still wanting to attend after everybody had such a great time at this one.
Cool. Any other questions for Stephen? Chase?
I can just kind of piggyback on what you said there, Ryan, and I attended the training and it was really good, and I'll hopefully be in Norfolk to do the affiliate side. So I'm going to hit both tracks. So if anybody did one or the other, you're welcome to come to Norfolk. I'm trying to make plans to do it, and I might need somebody to room with. So if someone might want to travel up there with me, I'm more than happy to split a hotel room and make it happen.
Cool. Any other questions for Stephen? Cool. Hearing none, we will move right along. Thank you so much, Stephen, for joining the call. I know you had a pretty hectic weekend with the convention and everything else.
No, appreciate it. Thanks, everybody.
Cheers. All right. So we're going to move along to Danny with the affiliate support. They've got a couple of approvals to go through.
Yes, I'm very excited to have two new county affiliates to approve tonight. First, we've got LP Cherokee. They've been working for a while. They had a very good organization meeting, and they have filled out their paperwork. Everything's in order to approve LP Cherokee County. So I'll go ahead and put a motion to approve the affiliation of the Libertarian Party of Cherokee County.
I'll second it.
Second.
All right, cool. Any discussion, any questions about that? Hearing none, we'll just go to a vote.
Yeah, I have a point of information.
Yeah, Ted, what's up?
Could you please read off on the incorporation?
What's the question? Sorry, you kind of cut out there.
Will you read the names of the officers on the incorporation papers for each
certainly.
of the affiliates being put forth?
We're doing Cherokee now, so we can just read that for Fulton immediately when we make that motion, but let's do Cherokee first.
For Cherokee, I'm pulling that up. They will have... Okay. Let's see. They will have Daniel Thrankill as their chair, Michael Lee as their vice chair, Eric Rain as their treasurer, and Jeffrey Lee as their secretary.
Cool. Any other questions for Danny? I just want to say I went up there to the organizational meeting and there were like 20 people there. It was awesome. So Cherokee's going to be good, I think. Cool. So, go ahead.
They seem to have a solid number of volunteers beyond their initial officers, which is very good.
Yep. All right. So any other questions? I think there weren't any. Cool. Seeing none. Are there any does anyone oppose this? Sounds like it's approved unanimously. Thanks. Cool. So we will move on to Fulton County. And I guess you want to make the motion and second, and then read off the officers.
Yeah, let me I'll go ahead and make the motion to approve the Libertarian Party of Fulton County as I bring up their list of officers.
Happy to second.
Cool. Yeah. And I'll let Danny pull up the officers.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah.
That first last name's tough.
Yeah.
This will be distinct from LP Atlanta?
Yeah, so Atlanta is a municipal affiliate, and so Fulton County and DeKalb County can have their own county affiliates.
Yes, about half of each of Fulton and DeKalb are outside of City of Atlanta proper. So so a person who is living in City of Atlanta in Fulton can hang out with one or the other or both. Atlanta can focus on Atlanta politics, and Fulton can cover Fulton, including the areas that aren't covered by Atlanta. The chairman of LP Fulton will be Nicholas Cieszylski.
Yeah,
the vice chair. I hope I didn't murder that too bad. The vice chair will be Benjamin Taylor, and the secretary will be Andrew Roswell.
Cool. Any other questions about Fulton County affiliate? All right. Cool. Does anyone oppose approving the Fulton County affiliate? Hearing none. They are approved. Awesome. 2 new affiliates in 1 meeting. That's great. And I know there's a couple more on the horizon. Sounds like DeKalb County is going to have their meeting between now and next month too.
Yes. Just a little other affiliate support updates. Yeah, like you said, DeKalb County is coming around the corner very soon. I've been reaching out to Pickens County, just elected a new chair that I'll be working with to help build things up going there. And I'm about halfway through a list of getting in touch with each county chair to make sure that we're doing everything we can to support them.
Yeah, thanks, Danny. And I want to say the Fulton County, we tried something a little different than we have been. Typically, we've been waiting for people to sign up and then have somebody organize the meeting, go there, lead it, and all that. For this one, I did it a little different. I did an online meeting where I made a slide deck and basically presented, and everybody who showed up got to decide. And I ran the meeting. And I think that worked okay. I'd rather do them more in person, but I think getting proactive is a good thing. I don't want to do 159 of these things. So if anyone on this call wants to do some for their region or whatever, I can train you up on it, and we can start getting some of these meetings scheduled so that you can help get I mean, we want to get every single county in Georgia affiliated, which, you know, I don't know if you know this, but the Republicans like don't even have that. So it would be, you know, that's the stretch goal. We want every single county in Georgia to be affiliated and have an official presence. So just get with Danny off call if you're interested in helping with that kind of thing, and he'll hook you up with me, or just get with me. That's fine too. Whatever. Cool. So the next 3 things on the agenda are all budget related. So for the first thing, the social media, one of the things that we learned in training was that we probably need social media management software. I did some research. What it does is it basically helps us schedule different types of posts. So we can go in and, you know, say every whatever day on whatever time we're going to post something for membership. We're going to post something related, some evergreen stuff related to public policy that we support, while mixing in the stuff that we have now that's, you know, more timely, maybe even, you know, reactions to the day's news and things like that. It'll also help us, you know, right now, specifically with Twitter. Twitter is really terrible with sharing the account. They make you either share a password or use TweetDeck for free, but TweetDeck doesn't work on mobile, and lots of the social media team like to work on mobile. And so this one would allow them to log into the application and post from there and use their phone to do it. So it would solve some of that problem. The budget for what I found was $300 for the year. There were other ones that were significantly more expensive. This one seemed comparable, even better than some of the more expensive ones. So that's where I found. So I would like to make a motion to amend the budget to spend $300 on social media management software.
Second.
All right, cool. Who was the second? Did Seth just make his first second? I believe it was Seth. I'm going to give him credit anyway.
Hey Ryan, what's the name of the software?
Sendable is what I researched, and what I kind of found was kind of thought of as some of the better software. I actually created a free account for myself, like a free trial for my own social media stuff, just to play with it, and it's pretty cool. They do monitoring for keywords and sentiment analysis, so you can go in and see like if anybody's talking about LP Georgia, you can see if it's like positive or negative or whatever. And then they have lots of really good reporting that would go into connect it with like our website and Reddit if we wanted to start doing some stuff on there, Twitter, Facebook, the places where we are, as well as some places we aren't that we should be. So Sendable. Sorry for the long-winded answer.
Thanks.
Any other questions?
Further, and is this cross-platform? Does it do everybody?
You mean like like multiple, like Facebook and Twitter and Instagram? Is that what you mean, Ted? If you're talking, I can't hear you. The answer is yes.
Like iOS, Android, Mac, all that.
Well, the app works. So it's a web app if you're on like your desktop or a laptop or something, but they have an app for Android or for iPhone. And then it's across all of the social media platforms that we use and many of the other ones that we don't use yet. Any other questions?
You may have already mentioned it. Is that $300 a year?
Yes.
Okay. I also just saw that they say they do 25% discounts for nonprofits.
We don't. Yeah, I looked.
Yeah, we did it with Basecamp, so
I
can't hurt.
Yeah, I can look, but something I was looking at, and I actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I think it was Canva. They didn't like political organizations, but I will look. I'll check it out for a discount. I'll try to get us a discount. It's $25 a month. So, any other questions? Cool. Hearing none. Does anybody oppose amending the budget for $300 for this? Cool. Hearing none. Budget's amended. Thanks, guys. The next thing is budget for Legiscan for the Public Policy Committee. Really, all of us, as we work on stuff, we want to be able to track legislation. And well, you know what? I'm going to make the motion first. Sorry, I was doing things out of order. We'll do the discussion afterwards. So I'm going to make a motion to amend the budget for Legiscan. So it's bill tracking for $100. Can I get a second?
Second.
Thank you, David. So yeah, as I was saying, it basically allows you to track legislation. You can put in keywords. It'll give you alerts if those certain keywords come up. It's fairly inexpensive for what it does. It does a lot of the stuff I wanted our development team to create, but there's really no reason to do that if this thing already exists. You can also create teams of people they can all create free accounts, and you can interact about bills. You can write notes about the bills. You can create lists and say your organization either approves of these things or doesn't approve of these things. So people who are monitoring these can go in and track the bills as they come in, decide whether we like it or not, report back, create calls to action on them. Hopefully write articles, things like that on the bills that, maybe a lot of stuff comes up in the news, but there's a lot of bills that come up that are relevant to us that the news doesn't care about as much as we do. And it'd be good to be able to get statements out on stuff like that. So, and then also calls to action. Ted already goes and does a lot of work at under the Gold Dome, but if we wanted to organize some public remarks and things like that, this would help us to figure out exactly what's going on. Any questions about it?
I have a comment.
Yeah, sure.
Having started doing that some last session, it's pretty easy for the first couple of months. The closer you get to crossover day, and that place starts getting flooded with bills. It's almost a full-time job going through that stuff and finding out what's relevant, what we may want to look at politically. So having an automated way to do it, and as inexpensive as that sounds, it's kind of slam dunk.
And the way I sort of see it is that, we have teams of people who are interested in certain types of bills. So we have people that said, cannabis is very important to me. And so we can be monitoring just for those bills and have them specifically going through and making notations and letting us know about changes. So it empowers volunteers.
Yep.
To help crowdsource that. And we get unlimited monitorings for that price. There's there's tiers, but for that price, we get unlimited reporting, unlimited monitoring keywords, unlimited. It's basically just get to use everything they want for as much as you want. So,
the idea of being able to do calls to action is very powerful. There's one of the other state LPs was mentioning on an IT director's call that they've implemented a system where they can they put calls to action for local to state legislative issues, council issues up on their website, and that drives a lot of people to party members and non-party members to interact with them, to support their positions. It'd be a great way to get visibility if we have more actions that are going on, and just knowing what's going on will help us.
Thanks. And also just a note, it's $100 for the full year. Any other questions?
Worth every penny.
Any other questions? Cool. Hearing none. Does anybody oppose? Hearing none there. We're approved. So I'll make that. And then the last thing we've got here is the LMS budget. That's a learning management system for training people. I want to use it for onboarding. So that would be $120 for the year. So I want to make a motion to amend the budget to add $120 for an LMS, which will be Moodle, probably Moodle.
Second.
Thanks, Chase. And like I said, so it's Moodle is what I researched. The reason I like it is it's very commonly used. National is talking about using it, so whatever we build on there, if National ends up implementing it, we could actually export all of our trainings from there to the National and then save that money. And then also, if we decide to host it ourselves, it is free and open source. If you want it to not be hosted, we would just need to pull together all of the resources for it. So the hosting and all that stuff. It's a little bit heavier resourcing because it's hosting video and quizzes and all kinds of interactive stuff. I priced it out on our Azure and it was quite expensive per month, like hundreds of dollars a month. So this seems like the best route now, with the ability to grow pretty infinitely and even into free if National goes that route. Any questions? Did I not explain what it's for? I don't think I explained what it's for. I want to use it for onboarding. So when a volunteer comes to us and says, I want to, do X, Y, Z, I want to be a candidate. I can show them, here's all of our trainings for being a candidate. Here's how to manage, running for office in Georgia. Here are the requirements, as well as all the stuff that National has put out. We can put that in there. We can track it so we can see who's actually completed the training. Things like that. We can put in like affiliate training, or tabling training, things like that. So if we have a tabling event coming up, we can be like, hey, go on here, take a look at these trainings. Hopefully it'll help you. And then hopefully it will help people get more involved and feel more engaged. And it's basically a pipeline connecting people who sign up and getting them active and doing the work that they signed up for. Which is usually where people fall off in our workflow right now.
So are the trainings like video based?
They can be.
Or
So
is it a combination?
Yeah, Moodle offers like all kinds of things. So you can drop a video, then you can create a quiz. You can put a slideshow in there. You can do It's really you can do pretty much anything. You can do a lot.
So we would
So
have
there
to.
will be some opportunities for like instructional design, like to come up with training and courses and things.
Yeah. Do I hear you having ideas?
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Yeah. I'll send you the documentation so you can kind of get an idea if you want. All right. Any other questions? Danny, you were speaking up, I think.
I think I had the same thing. So we need to design some courses then.
Yeah, some curriculum. I already started kind of poking around with a free option and putting like the national campaign training in there, and it's pretty easy and nice. So now if I actually learn how to do it and then do it, it'll be even nicer. Also, any one of you who has ideas about training that needs to happen, I will welcome you designing course curriculum, and teaching you how to put stuff in there would be great. So, any other questions?
Hey, Ryan, I'll just speak up and just say I would be glad to help with. I think it's a great thing.
Awesome. Thanks, Jonathan. Any other questions? Cool. Hearing none, we will go ahead and put it to a vote. Does anyone oppose this? Hang on, there's a chat. Okay, no. All right, hearing none, we will call that passed. Thanks, guys. All right, so that is all of our new business. The chair's report, I left it in there as Appendix A. We also added a bunch of other committee reports in there this time. It's basically what we asked them to fill out. So if you go into our agenda, you scroll down, you'll start seeing the committee reports that we've received. Hopefully you go over that beforehand. And if you have questions about it, you can bring it up. But other than that, it's just going to be dropped like that. If you have questions, maybe let us know beforehand too, so we can maybe have the committee people here. But that's how we're going to do this moving forward, so that you guys have more information about what the committees are working on. And if you need to give input or have any questions or want to get involved on those committees, then you can let us know. Does anyone have any question about my report, or for me in general? Nope. Cool. We will move right on to Zach with the vice chair's report.
Yeah, so my report, basically I've already put the one thing I had to talk about in Basecamp. Maybe some of you saw it, but it's just an announcement for now. It's not a motion or nomination, but next month on this call, I intend to nominate Elizabeth Melton for our executive director position. Very excited about it. I think she's going to be great. Just in my personal life, she's been doing some writing for me for my company, and she's been killing it. And I've spoken with her several times over the last month or weeks or whatever it's been. It's flown by. And we're going to come up with a attack plan so that she can hit the ground running. And, we're work with Ryan on employment contract and things like that over the next month. The reason we're not doing it this month is because she's getting married, I think this weekend. So I didn't want to heap anything on her right before her big day. And, would ask that people just keep your powder dry and ask her questions next month when the wedding is behind her. But that's it for me.
Thanks. Does anyone have any questions for Zach? And congratulations, Elizabeth.
Thank you.
If y'all haven't seen the cake that she has been making for her wedding, you're really missing out. I'm just letting y'all know. And congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Cool. Any questions for Zach besides that? All right. Hearing none, we'll move right along to the secretary's report. Amber, do you have anything to add to your written report?
Nope.
All right. Does anybody have any questions for Amber? Nope. All right. Thank you. Moving on, we'll go to the treasurer's report with Pam.
So what is it I'm supposed to tell you? I'll tell you again, I don't have the reports ready. I did go through all the accounts. It's more time consuming than I expected, and I will get those done. I'm still working on the reports. But what information do you want to hear? We have counts, we have money in them.
We have, yeah. Does anybody have specific points that you would like reported every month in the treasurer's report?
I do.
Yeah.
I'd like to see a P&L and a balance sheet.
Yes, I'm working on those.
Reconciliations.
Cool.
Reconciliation.
Meaning you reconcile all the accounts back to bank accounts or investment accounts or liability accounts.
Yeah. Okay.
Do we have assets as a company? I'm just wondering why we would need a.
We have cash.
Okay. So that makes sense. My question is more kind of to do with the budget spreadsheet. I've got plan and actual, and the first time I looked at it, I was like, oh my gosh, the difference is so big. And between the two, and then I realized that the plan was for the full year. Could we add a year-to-date plan versus actual?
Yeah, I can do that. That's on my plate. So,
all right, I think that would kind of help me because I've just been kind of going tab by tab, sort of digging in, and we are below budget, but not as stark as it looks on the front page.
Yeah, we definitely underspend our budget usually, which I think that's a mixed bag.
And this is the third month that we've not had a treasurer report. And last month I brought up a request for a commitment that we would have the financials by this month, and that was kind of pushed aside. But now that we've gone 3 months, I think it's appropriate to ask that we get some sort of commitment that next month's meeting we will have the P&L and the balance sheet, because it's really concerning to go 3 months. I think it's completely unacceptable to go 4. Can we get a commitment on that, please?
I committed to it last month and I wasn't able to do it, and I apologize. Like I said, it really was more time involved than I.
So what do you need to make that happen? Because we can't keep going without financial reports.
Well, I've actually pulled preliminary ones already, but I wasn't able to get all of the, I'm really close. I wasn't able to get all of the expenses in there from the transaction fee expenses. That was kind of complicated. So it is close. And I really anticipate having it done this week, and I can send them out.
And do you have a process that will enable you to do it going forward every month?
I'm sorry?
Do you have a process now that will enable you to provide those reports every month?
Yes, yeah. It's been a learning curve too, so I've gotten a lot of that figured out.
Please reach out to me if you need some help.
I sure will.
Okay.
Great. Any other questions for Pam? Cool.
I want to thank. Oh,
Go ahead, Angela.
it's okay, Brian. Interrupt me. It's fine. I just want to say thank you to Pam for being willing to be our treasurer, because I know that this is something that she jumped into, as being committed to it, knowing it was going to be a learning curve, and has been working hard, because I work with Pam a lot just because she's going to be working with my stuff, and I know she's been working hard. So I just want to say thank you, Pam, for taking on such a tedious job and being willing to learn how to do it and taking the time to learn how to do it, because you're volunteering for this, you're not getting paid. So we appreciate you.
Well, it's bound to get better from here.
Well, between that and Ryan modifying the budget every single month, trying to keep up with those things.
And not giving her passwords. Actually, you know what? Y'all have made it hard on Pam. So, Ryan, maybe make an apology.
He did. And he only did it once. The second time it was me, I just flubbed it.
Well, I think you're doing great. Thank you for what you're doing.
No, we do appreciate it, but the point is valid that we really would like to get it nailed down. I think it's important.
Yep. Jack, you have your hand raised. No. You're muted. Oh, okay. Did you want me to ask the questions that are in the chat?
In chat.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So the question is, if we're using Quicken, it should be a push button process. And then there's also a second question, which is, will the executive director take that over?
There are hundreds of transactions that have to be entered into Quicken, from Anadot and Authorize and the LP Store, which I haven't been able to get any information on that lately.
There isn't information on that. That's the reason we haven't sold anything.
I thought that might be it. So it's better getting all that in there and figuring out how it all works, because I've never used Quicken before either. And I do have an accounting background. I mean, I have accounting training in accounting, but I don't work as an accountant.
Okay.
That was one of the questions. And if actually, I wanted to do this job, I still do, but if there is anybody who wants to take it over, I would be willing to let you have it.
I think that might be a little too much. We could probably just find help, and that would be fine. So Christine's offered to help, which I think we should just take her up on that. That's all. Cool. Any other questions? All right, hearing none, we will move on to the end of the meeting, and I will hear motions to adjourn.
Sorry, Jack had one more question in the chat. It said, how far back is this lapse?
Oh, yeah.
And I guess it's since Evan did the last one before convention, right?
As far as treasurer's reports go?
Yeah, mid-March.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. If anybody has questions about what we currently have in our bank account, I'm happy to share that with you. I don't have it pulled up right now. And then,
I do have that information. I mean, we have $26,600 in our operations account.
Right. Cool.
So is the I think I'm relaying Jack's question again. Is it hundreds of transactions that are still needing to be put in?
No, I've gotten almost all the transactions taken care of. The last one is a little challenging to figure out because it's not a simple number. You have to kind of figure out what's going on, and that's where I was stuck on that.
Okay.
All right.
Motion to adjourn.
Any second?
Second.
All right. Any opposed? Nope. We are adjourned.